Ring-a-ding-ding, what a matchup this is. Hadi Choopan versus Keone Pearson. Wow. And I know, if you're Keone Pearson, you must be thinking, this is not fair, I'm 212. Give me a chance to compete in the Open and then make a comparison. Well, Keone, you're very popular among my fans, and this was voted on, selected, and voted on. A couple other interesting ones there. Chris Bumstead versus Dave Palumbo. You guys are wacky. And another Greg Doucette versus Mike Israetel. I'll go into a little bit more about their tiff in this video. And we'll use a different version of Greg. But you guys want to see those ones? Get this video up to 400 likes, guys. That's all I ask. That is very easy. One thing is not easy is to judge this front double bicep pose. Now, Hadi is former 212, and you can see, structurally speaking, they are similar. Not many men in the IFBB today with this type of structure. Just their legs are full, their midsection is just tiny. Do they even have midsections, these guys? Unbelievable. You can imagine the great big Cassis bellies walking around in the IFBB looking over at these two guys thinking, man. Now, of course, the extra size is going to go to Hadi. He's an open class competitor. He's been for 5 years. So he's had 5 years of bulking, putting on the open class meat. Keone, he is doing battle with him for sure. And I know you guys are thinking, but Mark's max muscle, he's 212, it's open class. Listen, Hadi Choopan, he's a tiny guy compared to some of them open class competitors. And he's beating them. So Keone, he could play that trick with Hadi. A little bit smaller, but he's much more streamlined. Arms are good too. Hadi's got some peeled condition, I'm here to tell you. So right out of the chute, a close one. Next shot is also a tight battle. Of course, the head man, he's going to have the advantage in size, mass. He's big. Condition, I would also suggest he has that thin skin, things of that nature, drier than the desert Sahara. In particular here in 2024 at the Olympia. Of course, he was a little bit smaller too. So that would give an advantage, at least if you're selecting different versions of Hadi. Would he give an advantage to Keone Pearson to go against a smaller, but then again, more peeled Hadi? Very dangerous. Love that shape of Keone Pearson. And he is, like I said, one of the most popular bodybuilders from you guys. I see you guys' comments. You guys, if I don't put him in a video of best bodybuilders of today, things of that nature, and I didn't include 212, you guys are quick to mention, Keone, he's just as good, maybe the best of today. And you got to think, the road that he's on, Derek Lunsford, 212 champion. Hadi was 212. Turn to the side here, side chestal development. And the size police. Woo! Marks Max, you have yet again made me want to commit sideways. Don't commit sideways just because you think this is missized. You see Keone's far leg back there? Actually, you guys don't even complain about it anymore. We just make the whole thing up. I think he's trust me by now. The way Keone bends at the knees, it does make him a little bit shorter than Hadi Choopan. Otherwise, being the same height, I would suggest. For you Hadyites, I'm here to tell you, I think Keone's taking him in the side chest. His leg is supreme. And condition-wise, from what I can tell so far, we haven't had to look at the back shots yet. We do have the luxury of seeing the back shots, by the way. Both. I remember the old videos I used to do. I couldn't find all the poses. I left you guys hanging, but of course we won't be leaving you hanging like somebody's hamstring. We won't mention any names. Side tricep. See? Edward G, see? Maybe I'll do somebody else. Henry Winkler. The Fawns. A. No? No. All right. I agree. Terrible. Midsection. Hadi Choopan. he often gets a bye on this one. He'll lose to guys like Derek Lunsford and Nick Walker, and even Keone Pearson in the legs and the arms, I would suggest. Look at Keone. Very impressive. But of course, he is winning on that tricep, I would suggest. Hadi not the best, but his midsection, it just makes everybody else look not quite so good. And when you can make somebody look not quite so good, it is pretty much, I don't know if you want to call it a tie game. There is no ties in bodybuilding. I just wish he had a bigger tricep and it was displayed a little bit better. You know who had a big old tricep meat? Like the big thickness? You guys guessing in the comment section? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. This guy here. You guys know who he is? Nah? This is good old Douglas Beaver. He is the Beaver Cleaver, I would suggest, with his situations of muscles. Yes, look at that. Look at that tricep on Doug Beaver. He is the Beaver Cleaver. Let's have a look at the back shots. A couple of poses where I'm sure most people expect Hadi to win. Especially here in this rear lat spread. This is his best pose, I think. Hands down. This is, and the abs and thigh. This is Hadi's two best shots. Look at just the lats. The lats themselves. I created the ultimate bodybuilder using parts from every different bodybuilder. Things of that nature. And Hadi. His lats. Unbelievable. Now, Keone's hanging with him everywhere else. So what does that tell you guys? It tells me that he has potential to someday go up to open and to actually defeat these guys. But as is, I think Hadi's back is just too much. Good outer lats on Keone. You can see the outer lat muscle meat separation beating Hadi actually on that aspect. Lower half, now this is where Keone, he really surprised me at the Olympia. He has improved leaps and bongs. What is it? What are you saying, Terry? Bounds. That's what I said. Leaps and bounds is exactly what I said. Rewind the tape. Sit down. Anyway. He has improved in leaps and bounds. It's just unbelievable, this lower half. And considering one of Hadi's glutes was soft here, a definite argument, I believe, could be made that says Keone's winning in the lower half. Here's the rear double. Same situation here. I think Hadi just has the little thicker in the lats and a little bit better in that aspect. Although, this one here, call me crazy, but the rear double, I say dub, just to shorten things up, saves me time. It just seems to be a little bit closer than the rear lat spread for Keone. His traps are very impressive. The arms gets thrown into the equation. And everything but those lower lat insertions, Keone really is, he's given Hadi Choopan a run for his money. I knew a guy, a pretty good friend of mine, he had the exact same haircut as Hadi. Shout out to Vaughn. You listening, Vaughn? That's your haircut, Vaughn. His cat would curl up beside him when he shaved his head like that. No? Anybody get a cat curl up beside them only when they shave their heads? Anyway. Abs and thigh. Foolishness. No. I am giving this one to Hadi, ultimately. He has the second best, maybe the first best abs and thigh in all of the IFBB. Depending on if Andrew Jacked is on, or if he's slightly off, I think Hadi might be able to get him in this pose. But I don't know. We'll say a solid second for Hadi. So Keone Pearson, yeah, he's losing, but this is a one-arm overhead. He does a vacuum, by the way, which is outstanding, much like Derek Lunsford. But unlike Derek Lunsford, he looks pretty ripped and shredded, to be honest with you. To the diced. He's shredded to the diced, is Keone Pearson in this abs and thigh. And look at the quad development. I mean, guys, gals, everybody, this is Tom Platt's level. Feathering. Just unbelievable. Like a butterfly. She's my flower. Go to the most muscular. I'm a pugilist. And that goes in with the it's a movie. Somebody guessed it. My last video. And good going. Whoever guessed that. I think I like that comment. But anyway, waste your guys' time. This is a dominant shot for Hadi Choopan. We all know it is. He has the best, most muscular hands clasped. I think in today's lineups, I would suggest Samson Dauda stands next to him, Derek Lunsford, and he just destroys those guys in ripped, shredded muscle. Keone's got some full guns, I can tell you that. Very full guns. Hoo-ha! Scent of a bodybuilder. They both hit a crab. That's what the hoo-ha, in case anybody's listening on old-time radio. Yes, Keone has those arms. And I apologize to both Keone and Hadi Choopan if this pose is not, fully completed. Because this is the pictures that they give us on NPC News Online. So I apologize, but hey, they both look pretty darn good to me. And at the end of the day, I hate to admit it. Well, I don't hate to admit it, but I fear your guys' backlash. But this was actually quite close. I'm still giving it to Hadi. Take it easy. Take it easy. I'm just sing. Keone would have been up there. I don't know if he would have beat Martin, but I don't know if he would have fell any further than that. He would have been up there. He's good. Look for Keone Pearson to become a open class competitor in the next 3 years, I'll say. Got to give it 3 years for 212. Keep that division alive, for goodness sakes. If he left now, so many 212 fans would be disappointed. So for the sake of 212, I definitely hope Keone sticks around for another few years. He is a true gem, for sure. And when he first started to compete, guys, they say he wasn't taking anything. The first Keone was totally natural, then hopped on some juice to dominate. And that's what he's been doing. Keone Pearson, 212 division, reigning and defending champion. And in the next couple of years, he's going to go up to open, I predict. I don't predict. A lot of people are saying that, including himself, at some point in time. Have a great one.